the chair. Look, it's
the new Kenny G CD! It's been mangled!
It's been massacred!
mutilated.
Bastard the thesaurus?
You ladies, may want to avert your eyes. This is not a pretty sight.
Who would do such a thing? Who would willingly destroy a Kenny G CD?
Someone with good taste in music. Manhandled.
Kevin, put that back exactly where you found it, and don't touch anything else. This is a crime scene, everyone. Stay right where you are. Oh, right. I've seen enough. All right. I want you to listen to me, and I want you to listen carefully. A crime has been committed in this room, an ugly, brutish crime. I don't know why it was done, and I don't know how, but I do know this. One of you is the murderer! Mangler. Now, that CD was school property. Also, it was one of Kenny's finest albums, second only to his legendary collaboration with Trent Reznor. But I digress. What I want you to understand is this. I want the fiendish madman,
Or madwoman.
madwoman responsible for this crime to come forward so they can be brought to justice. Atoll justice.
Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
If no one admits to the crime, you will all be suspended.
All right, who did this?
Well, I think we know who did this.
Now look here, everybody. One of you punks did this, and I'm not taking the rap for it, see? Now I'm gonna get to the bottom of this if it's the last thing I do. So as of now, I'm in charge of the investigation, you got me?
You? Why you?
Because I'm the only one who wasn't here yesterday, which means I'm the only one with an airtight alibi. But the rest of you were here yesterday, which means any one of you could have done this. The question is, which one of you did?
It was a doozy of a case, a real brain twister, a humdinger. Heck, it was more than a humdinger, it was two humdingers. What the heck's a humdinger anyway? All I knew for sure was I had one victim, 4 suspects, and no leads. Plus, I had a bag of gummy bears, but that wasn't enough. It was time to get some answers.
Hi, Morgan.
Skip the pleasantries, honey, sit down.
So, how did you convince Mr. Noseworthy to lend you his office?
It was easy. I let him borrow Sarah's skateboard. That'll be busy for a while.
So, tell me, Tanya, what do you think about the Kenny G incident?
Oh, well, I think it's horrible. I think whoever did that to the poor CD should be punished. You know,
Tanya, does the name Stuart McKellum mean anything to you?
Stuart McKellum.
Oh, don't play dumb with me, honey. I happen to know that you were going out with Stuart McKellum.
How did you know that?
I can't tell you that. Let's just say I have a way of finding things out.
We went on a double date last Friday, remember? Oh, right. Well, so what if I did go out with Stuart McKellum? Is that a crime?
No, but things weren't all peaches and cream with old Stu, now were they?
Peaches and cream?
Things weren't what you might call hunky-dory, huh?
Hunky who?
Things weren't going well.
Oh, no, everything was fine with being me and Stuart.
Oh, really, Tanya? That's not the way I remember it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, Missy. I'm talking about how you were crazy about Stuart McKellum, about how you couldn't think about anybody else. But then one day it all went wrong. Stuart became a little more distant, got that far-away look in his eye. Huh? At first, you thought he was cheating on you, didn't you, Tanya? But then you found out the truth. It wasn't another woman. Stuart McKellum was, in fact, obsessed with Kenny G.
I admit it, I lost my boyfriend to Kenny G. And yes, I hate him, I despise him. But that doesn't make me a mangler. I didn't do it, I swear I didn't do it. I may have wanted to do it, but I didn't do it, you gotta believe me.
Ah, spare me the theatrics, kid. Now I want you to tell me everything that you did yesterday afternoon, and you'd better not leave out a thing.
Yes, I understand. I'll tell you everything. I had just finished the show. It was an hour spotlight on Oasis, which I'd called an hour spotlight on Oasis. Anyway, after I left the booth, I was...
No, Kevin, you can't have my pen.
Oh, I want it!
You can't have it. You can't have it.
I want it! I want it! I want it!
Guys are such babies.
I know you are, but what am I?
Very interesting. All right, Tanya, let's continue. What about the CD itself? Did you see it?
Well, as a matter of fact, I did. I wanted to put on some eyeliner and I needed a mirror, so...
I see. And that's the only time you saw the CD?
Yes, I swear I put it back on the desk and I never saw it again until Miss Atoll found it this morning.
All right, you're free to go. But don't leave the school. All right, one more thing, Tanya. That eyeliner, what color was it?
Black. Why?
Can I borrow it? All right, one last time, St. John. Are you sure there isn't something you want to tell me about Kenny G? Something that happened on the air, maybe? Last Friday, maybe? At exactly 4:10 p.m.?
All right, already, I'll tell you. I was hosting the Friday edition of the Mutated Mental Metal Hour with Ethan St. John, and I can't bear to tell you, it was too horrible.
You accidentally played a tune from the Kenny G CD.
Yes, I did. How was I supposed to know that Kenny G CD had been accidentally placed in the Megadeth case?
So instead of the tortured sounds of Megadeth, you played the soothing tones of Kenny G. Oh, you must have been embarrassed.
Are you kidding? I felt like a total dork. You know how long I've been building a reputation as a metalhead? I was actually making some progress, too. You know the cute chick, Lucy Marpoli? Yeah, well, I think she was buying it. Anyway, it's all been erased now, thanks to Kenny G. Not that I would destroy his CD or anything.
All right, Ethan. Why don't you give me your account of what happened yesterday? Did you actually see the CD?
Yeah, I saw it, sure. I remember it perfectly. Kevin was bugging me.
Gimme!
Kevin, I'm afraid I can't give you the pen at this moment, as I am using it.
I don't care. I want the pen now. Give me the pen!
You guys are such babies.
I'm sorry, perhaps I misunderstood you. Did you say babies? Or babes? Kevin, as I was saying, you'll have to be more patient, because I'm currently using the pen. Do you understand?
Yes, Ethan, you're always right, I'm sorry.
That's better. Wait! Use a coaster, you uncivilized oaf!
Ow.
And that was the last you saw of it.
Yep.
All right, you're free to go. For now. This case was starting to get to me. I'd interviewed 2 suspects, and all I had to show for it were more pieces to the jigsaw puzzle. The problem was the pieces weren't fitting together. And the other problem was I hated jigsaw puzzles. I had 2 more suspects left to question, and all I knew for sure was that if I didn't solve this case by the end of tomorrow, we'd all be looking at one big, fat suspension.
All right, that was the Happy Dancing Flowers with their new song, Kill Everybody. Well, it's 12:27 here on Radioactive, and you know what that means? It means that in 3 minutes it'll be 12:30. Also, it means it's time for the news. Well, it's day 2 in the investigation of the Kenny G incident, and so far the guilty party has not been found. Asked if she was any closer to solving the crime, investigator Morgan Lee had this to say.
No.
We'll keep you posted as the details unfold.
Kevin, have a seat.
Look, Morgan, I have hockey practice. Do we have to do this now?
You are not going anywhere until we determine whether or not you destroyed that CD.
Oh, come on, Morgan. I'm innocent.
Oh, really? We'll see about that, punk.
Why are you shining that stupid light in my face?
I don't know. I saw it in a movie once.
Ah, jeez, Morgan. Why would I destroy a Kenny G CD?
Why? Huh. Kevin, I want you to hear something. This is from a show you did exactly 3 months and 2 days ago.
And you're listening to Radioactive. I'm Kevin Calvin.
What a voice. What a pro.
And today is We Hate Kenny G Day. So we're asking people to phone in and tell us how they would torture Kenny G if they had the chance. My fate so far, tie him up, dip him in carrot juice, and lock him in a room with a bunch of really hungry rabbits. Death by nibbling. Ouch. Okay now.
It was just a little joke.
All right, Kevin, let's hear your version of what took place yesterday afternoon.
My pleasure. I have nothing to hide. Let's see. I remember Ethan was acting like a baby. Ethan, I would appreciate it if you gave me my pad.
You are such a baby, Ethan. You, on the other hand, are witty, intelligent, and handsome, Kevin.
Right. Thank you, Tanya.
Excuse me while I make myself pretty for you.
Ethan, you, my friend, are a stupid poo-poo head. And not only that, but you're also a major knob.
Stop it, Kevin!
Really? So that's exactly what happened?
Yep.
All right, get out of here.
All right, babe. Oh, and, listen. If you need me, just whistle. You know how to whistle, don't you? You just put your lips together and blow into one of these things.
The Yerks, a parasitic alien race. They must have a host to live in. They enter your brain and take over your thoughts and feelings. These hosts are called controllers. They can be anyone. Your family, your friends. Earth is their next target.
This world will soon be ours.
Animorphs, it's time for a change. Tonight at 9 on Nick.
Finally, television worth watching.
Nickelodeon's jumping out of your telly and onto your computer. Next time you're whipping through the web, hang a left and swing into Nick's online treehouse. Nickelodeon.com.au. Find links on the leaves as you surf through the tree. Wing your way to the Cybug station for a new type of bug you can breed, collect, race and swap. Tell us what you want and what you're up to. Then check what other kids are doing. Climb into Nickelodeon.com.au. Your key to kid-powered cyberspace.
What makes a friend? Is it someone who tells you fibs? Oh. Is it someone who never comes to play? Is it someone who makes you feel like a door?
is somebody who makes you feel special. It's someone who plays with you, hangs out with you, answers your letters, celebrates your birthday, and is fun to be with. A friend makes you feel number one, and they almost never give you a wedgie. A friend puts you first.
Rules for being a good witch. Master the art of broomstick riding. Become proficient in magic potions and spells. Make sure you please your teacher. And don't forget every witch's best accessory, the black cat. Oh well, you know what they say, practice makes perfect. Be spellbound by The Worst Witch, weeknights at 6 on the channel where there's always great stuff brewing, Nickelodeon.
All right, George, let's not beat around the bush. Did you or did you not write this pamphlet?
Oh, yeah. That's my anti-Kenny G manifesto. Cool, huh?
Yes. Cool. Now, George, if I understand this thing correctly, you are claiming that Kenny G is the mastermind behind an international conspiracy to reduce everyone's last name to a single initial.
Yeah. But I wrote that a long time ago. I mean, I don't seriously believe that anymore.
Ah.
I'm actually pretty sure it's Mel C who's in charge.
Right, listen, George, why don't you just give me your account of what happened yesterday afternoon?
Yeah, sure. I was eating cookies and reading Superman in the anteroom. Lex Luthor had this plan that involved hiding kryptonite in these...
Ethan, Hey, put your eyes.
Whoa, sure.
That was very helpful, George. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Is there anything you want to add?
Only that later on, I noticed that someone had stolen one of my cookies!
Cookies, huh?
Yeah! Why? Think that's important?
It might be. You're free to go.
No.
Wait a second, there's one thing I don't understand. How did Superman know that Lex Luthor had the kryptonite?
This just in. All of the Kenny G suspects have been questioned, and all that remains is for the guilty party to be brought forward. Who will it be? Will it be crazy Kevin Calvin, the murderous maniac and widely known Kenny G hater? Or will it be terrible Tanya, reputed to have a violent temper and a long-standing hatred against men with curly hair? Or could it be psychotic George Goodwin, capable of any number of twisted and bizarre acts and rumored to have once bitten the head off a Sailor Moon doll? Or could it be well-mannered, honest, and all-around good person Ethan St. John? Stay tuned for further details.
Day 2 of the investigation was coming to an end, and the only thing I knew for sure was I'd skipped lunch today and I was really hungry. Other than that, nothing else was falling into place.
Morgan, have you seen Mr. Noseworthy? I've come to tell him that you're all suspended.
Not so fast, Miss Atoll. I think I just solved this crime.
Oh? Good. Well, let's gather everyone together and get to the bottom of this, shall we?
I've gathered you all here because I've figured out which one of you is guilty.
Okay, I admit it. I did it. I mangled the Kenny G CD.
George, you did it.
Hold on. George, you didn't do it.
I know. But the tension was killing me.
All right, where was I? First of all, you all had a reason to want to hurt the CD. That much I knew. But I needed something that would connect the criminal to the crime. Now, the CD, as you all saw, was covered in dark streaks. So that made me think of Tanya.
She admitted to applying eyeliner that afternoon. Could she maybe have gotten eyeliner on her hands? But then there was Ethan. Ethan had been using a black marker. If the marker had leaked on his hands, that would also explain the dark streaks. And of course, Kevin had been drinking a chocolate milkshake and George was eating chocolate cookies, so in the end, it could have been any one of you.
But it wasn't. It was, in fact, Miss Atoll!
Morgan, how dare you accuse me?
I'm sorry, Miss Atoll, but I'm afraid you are guilty.
That's preposterous. How, pray tell, do you come to this conclusion?
Well, I'll tell you. You see, after Tanya had used the CD as a mirror, Ethan had used it as a frisbee, Kevin had used it as a coaster, and George had almost eaten it, the bell rang.
Come on, George, it's time for biology.
Coming.
Oh, man, I hate biology.
Nah, don't worry, buddy. Today's class is gonna be good. We're talking about sex.
Actually, we're talking about the reproductive system of the earthworm.
Yeah, well, it's no Pamela and Tommy Lee, but it'll have to do.
Now, where did I put those test papers? Up? Here they are. Oh, double chocolate pajamas.
That's right, the cookies. You forgot about the cookies, didn't you, Miss Atoll?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, face it, Miss Atoll, you have a cookie habit. It's all over the school.
Well, so what? If I have a little cookie problem, what does that prove?
Oh, nothing. However, when you saw George's double chocolate fudgeramas, you could not resist.
Well, hello there, stranger. No. Well, you must control yourself. Oh, perhaps just one more. No, I mustn't. I must kick this habit. Oh, come now, Morganette is the most absurd thing I have ever heard.
Is it, Miss Atoll? Is it really?
Oh, all right. I admitted I stole one of George's cookies, but I know nothing about that CD. I tell you nothing. What makes you so sure it was me who destroyed it?
Ah, now that's where things get really interesting, Miss Atoll. You see, now that I had you at the scene of the crime, I had to somehow connect you directly to the CD. But I just couldn't do it. I was stuck. And then I heard your squeaky shoes out in the hallway, and suddenly it all clicked.
What are you talking about?
Don't you see? Shoes only squeak like that when they are new, or orthopedic, or both. The dark streaks on that CD were not caused by eyeliner, a felt marker, a milkshake, or chocolate cookies. They were caused by black rubber. From a pair of new orthopedic shoes. If we were to go down to the science lab and get Lenny Porter McKinsky to do a checkup on those black marks, I think you'll find they match the rubber in your shoes exactly.
Excellent work, Morgan. Bye.
Next, wish you could change into your favorite animal? Well, they can on Animorphs. Then the Doctor Who gets hearts racing, Doogie Howser, on the channel that pumps it out, Nickelodeon.